It's 5:45 p.m., which means it's time for BCTV's Nightly News Roundup. I'm Roland Boyd, and alongside Kim Timlich. That makes this show 5:45 Live. Kim, welcome back. What do we got going on tonight?
Tonight, fire in Brattleboro again. Lots of Barb awards, galore, headlines aplenty, and a spooky weekend calendar.
And remember, we're going to do this all in 15 minutes, so make sure you stick around.
About 5:20, 5:30, the fire department responded to a box alarm at the Signal Elliott high-rise. The fire was contained to the one unit where we believe it started. Unfortunately, there was been quite a bit of damage, both because of smoke and because of water. So at this point, until we have water cleaned up and electrical looked at in the building, the folks are being taken to a Red Cross shelter at the Gibson Aiken Center.
Very good. Were there any injuries?
One person was transported to Brattleboro Memorial Hospital. The condition at this point is unknown.
And I assume there's probably water damage inside from the sprinklers and stuff going off.
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
The fire was put out quickly because of the sprinkler system, but of course then you're left with some water damage.
Do you have any idea yet how long these people will be displaced?
They're still actually taking people out.
I noticed
time.
that.
So once they finish that process, they'll be able to go back in and then really assess some of the damage. They'll go in with the Housing Authority staff, and the Housing Authority is, they're already planning on having Servpro come in, do some of the cleaning, so they're on top of it. Everybody's working diligently to get people back in their homes as quickly as possible.
Welcome back to 5:45 Live. That's footage of Town Manager Barb Sondag talking to 5:45 Live senior news correspondent Joe Bushy at around 6 a.m. About the fire that broke out early this morning at the Sam Elliott high-rise. Later this morning, I spoke with Vermont Red Cross Deputy Emergency Services Director, their director, about the temporary shelter at the Gibson Aiken.
The Red Cross got a call this morning about 6 a.m. That there was a fire at the Samuel Elliott complex in Brattleboro, which is an elderly housing building owned by the Brattleboro Housing Authority. They were evacuating because they had a fire on the 5th floor. And we set up here at the Gibson Aiken Center, and we have provided breakfast, and we'll be providing a noon meal for all the residents. There's about 70 of them that have been evacuated from that building until they determine when they can go back inside. Many thanks to the Gibson Aiken Center, the Meals on Wheels, the Senior Center, for opening up their doors for us and helping us provide the meals and the assistance that they have.
In addition, the Town Manager's Office released this statement at around 1:30 p.m. today. Fire personnel, aided by the building's sprinkler system, quickly extinguished the blaze containing it to one apartment. Due to water damage and water in some electric panels, all residents were evacuated to the Red Cross shelter at the Gibson Aikens building. The Brattleboro Housing Authority, owner of the property, has begun cleanup and repair. It is hoped that all residents will return later this afternoon. There was one fatality from the fire. The victim's name is being withheld until next of kin has been notified.
And our hearts go out to friends and family of the victim, although we are told that residents are being returned to their homes, which is great. And moving on, what have we got next? Last night's snow may have been a joyful sight for skiers, but it was anything but that for motorists. Vermont State Police responded to multiple accidents in Brattleboro alone. Sections of roadways had to be temporarily closed.
Our weather today is provided by the students of Brattleboro Union High School's Morning News Advisory, program BUHS-TV.
Good morning. Mother Nature has a 1/6 sense of humor. 2 months ago, she hits us with a hurricane, and now she throws snow at us. I have quite a few words for Mother Nature, but seeing as they're not school appropriate, I'm not going to say them. Today, we'll have a high of 48 and a low of 24. Tomorrow, our weekend, snow and rain, high of 44, low of 27. And on Sunday, to close off our weekend, high of 46, low of 27. This snow better melt by Halloween or I'm going to be PO'd. Back to the desk.
Eric from BUHS TV, always a great addition of the weather there. Now, you can find the complete broadcast of UHS TV directly following this show. Today it's at 6:05. We bumped it back just a little bit because of how jam-packed this show is going to be, but they have all the school advisory. If you're a parent of a student, they've got all the information you need there, but they also do sports, weather, local news, some great fun facts like a This Day in History feature that I really like. They do all that. Shows at 10:15 a.m. live on Channel 10, 2 spots up the dial weekday mornings, and then the rebroadcast directly follows this show. So you can check that out as well. Of course, they're talking about the snowy weather, and but they also know how to celebrate Halloween. So if you were on the fence about whether to stick around for their rebroadcast coming up, take a look at this. I think you'll see that it's a good watch here.
Okay.
There you go, getting in the Halloween spirit. Yeah, with that, we'll move on. I'll turn it back over to you, Kim.
Next, emergency sirens blared through town Wednesday morning after a routine test accidentally tripped an alarm at Vermont Yankee. Roland caught up with town manager Barb Sondag just minutes after the noise had started. Her message, no cause for alarm.
What we found out was that Burlington Communications was doing a test of the siren systems. They were supposed to do a short growl test and inadvertently went to the full 3-minute test. And so the plant is down, obviously, for refueling. It's offline. It had nothing to do with the plant. It had to do with the testing by Burlington Communications of the siren. So everything is fine. And obviously the sirens are working.
Sirens are indeed working, I guess, although bigger questions there, I suppose, to ask, which is, you know, what exactly do we do when those sirens go off? So, all right, while we're talking Barb Sondag, I've just decided to jam-pack today's show with her presence. For more, it's time to hit our 464 report. 464 reports courtesy of WTSA FM's Tim Johnson, and his YouTube channel, which you can subscribe to, 464 Putney Road, the address of WTSA's New North End Waterfront Studios. You can also find them on Facebook, facebook.com/WTSAFM, and catch Tim on the radio weekdays for his news report. It's 96.7 TSAFM, and of course he's got a great personal Facebook page as well, Tim Johnson Arsenal. If you search that, become a staple of local news as well. And let's see, for today, as we were mentioning, he's put Barb back in the lens again, as earlier this week she received an award from the Brattleboro Development Credit Corporation.
Founders Award presented to Barbara Sondag for making a difference by creating jobs in a climate that enhances the economic vitality of the region. Brattleboro Development Credit Corporation, 2011.
Thank you so much. I'm overwhelmed. I'm shocked. I also didn't dress up.
You've been working on the fly.
I can tell you the past year, if not more, past year has probably been the most challenging of my life. In fact, just again today, I was thinking to myself, this is way too overwhelming, and this is way too much. But then I see the people around me.
Next, 545 Live senior news correspondent Maria Dominguez was at the River Garden last Friday. As 2 Brattleboro women were honored by the Wyndham Child Care Association for their commitment to children and early education.
I would like to say a big thank you to the fine work that Wyndham Child Care Association has done for over 25 years, I'm quite sure. Back when it was in Kathy Wilkins' living room and kitchen out in Guilford, and now to see how much they have grown and developed, and it's really superb. So I'm pretty tickled to have to be in the ranks of the women who have gotten the annual Educator of the Year award. So I thank you all very much.
And I'll wrap up the headlines with a clip from last night's meeting downstairs in the Select Board room, part of Jim Condo's 12-stop tour to talk transparency in government. The Vermont Secretary of State discussed, among other things, the media's role in municipal coverage.
What happens with media? The media, there's a provision in the law that says for the media
that they can provide a written request, and it's good for a calendar year, so that anytime there's a special meeting, that they should be notified of a special meeting. So they have to provide that written request in order for that to happen. It's good for a calendar year.
All right, and with that, it's time to launch into our calendar. Yeah, and what a calendar it is. Plenty of Halloween stuff, as you might have guessed. But first, we'll talk about what's going on at the Brattleboro Museum and Art Center. Just a few minutes ago, they began the awards ceremony for their highly anticipated Lego building contest. Very cool. And I guess for someone kicking into the Halloween fun, Kim, I'll turn it over to you.
The Brattleboro Lodge of Masons on Main Street is hosting their second annual haunted house at 6 p.m. tonight and tomorrow night. We can't discuss prices on our channel, but we can say students bring your IDs.
There you go. And once you're done at the Masons, you can pack the kids up and head south to Guilford for another haunting. This one's a benefit for the Paul Boyd Farm. It's on their 663 Barney Hill Road property in Guilford and starts at 7:30 p.m. tonight, or you can head there tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. as well. And I'll throw it right back to you, Kim.
And continuing the Halloween fun, Kids Place is hosting their spooky, spectacular, all-ages Halloween event fundraiser at 5 p.m. on Saturday at their Elliott Street space below the Hotel Pharmacy. And tonight and tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m., the Center for Digital Arts welcomes local director Josh Moisey's dual Edgar Allan Poe performance adaptations, Telltale Heart and Mask of the Red Death. For more information, you can visit centerfordigitalart.com or pick up a copy of yesterday's Brattleboro Reformer Ovation, which includes an in-depth article.
Moving on, also tomorrow night, Brattleboro Pride and the men's program invite you out for this season's biggest LGBT event of the year, their Halloween Ball and Costume Contest Under 21 Dance Party between 7 and 9 p.m. 18 plus may stay until the end at 1 a.m. All right, I'll throw it back to you.
At 11 a.m. on Sunday, the Guilford 250 celebrations will continue with an art show opening at the Guilford Central School Gymnasium. 100 or more scenes of Guilford will be on display October 21st to the 23rd as part of the town's year-long 250th anniversary celebration. This special exhibit of works by more than 24 area artists will be mounted in the gymnasium of Guilford Central School at 374 School Road.
And for more on all the Guilford 250 happenings, visit guilford250.com or check out BCTV's 250 exclusive video on demand highlight playlist at brattleboro.tv.org. And we've got a clip about the Guilford 250 celebrations as well.
The town of Guilford, Vermont is celebrating its 250th anniversary year, and we're the only town that we know of anywhere that's celebrating with a full year's celebration instead of just a day, a weekend, or in some cases people do a week.
And that wraps up the calendar, big calendar this week, but there's still plenty more that we just couldn't even get to as we run a little short on time here. So if you want more events, do what I do when I'm compiling this show and head to iBrattleboro.com, where organizations and individuals from around the community update events themselves. All right, and with that, we'll try and hurry through our BCTV schedule quick glance. This quick glance is my daily opportunity to shamelessly plug what's coming up here on BCTV on both our Comcast cable channels 8 and 10. I'll kick it off by talking about this here channel you're watching right now, Channel 8, and what's coming up tonight. Starting this quick glance off, post 45 live evening here. It's packed to the gills with local programming, which all kicks off in a matter of moments with a complete broadcast of BUHS TV, as we talked about, followed up at 6:30 by longtime local producer Carolyn Peck's A History of Halloween. Very cool. We featured that a little ways back on 545 Live as well. Then at 6:49 p.m., we've got the latest episode of the dramedy variety dance spiritual tour guide of a program, The Deshay Show. For more, we'll take you back to Monday when Deshay herself spoke with Live and Local Steve West about her production.
Thanks for being here, especially now that you've got accolades and fame from being the new producer of the year as of the annual meeting at BCTV.
Well, I'm the new series producer of the year.
Okay, fair enough.
it was funny because I was sitting around a campfire with a friend and we were drinking too much and the topic came up, you know, like, if you could do anything in the world, what would you do? And I was like, I would be on Oprah's new network, the O Network, and have my own show. And my friend was like, well, you should do that because you have the name for it. You wouldn't even have to change your name, you know?
Exactly right.
All right, and continuing a little bit more with Channel 8 with what's going on there. We've got a 5:45 live special from Catherine Turnus and very own Kim Timlich here. This time a look at the Brattleboro Farmers Market. That shows at 8 p.m. tonight, and we'll be trying to do this every week, get a new 5:45 live extended special. So, of course, we only have time to play a minute or two of you know, these clips that you guys are putting together, but you've been out with longtime BCTV 545 Live Network producer Catherine Turnus and getting a lot of content, so hopefully every week at around 8 p.m. we'll be able to have a special. This one is about the Brattleboro Farmers Market where you guys were at. We've got a quick clip, and I want to ask you even more quickly about what that was like. So let's take a look at our quick glance
Hi,
clip.
I'm Tallulah. Tallulah Stafford. I'm from Vermont.
Vermont. And why do you come to the farmers market?
Because it's fun. I get to meet new people.
You get to meet new people?
And I get to play with some friends that I already know.
So Kim, you've been out with Catherine filming these specials. What's that like? You get to obviously sitting at the desk, a little bit of a different experience. Tell us just very quickly what.
Yeah, I mean, it's so great
market.
being in our community. Teleprompter is a little different for me. I just love getting out the information of what's happening in our community, to be talking to the local people and what they're doing, everything from the sheeps and the cheese and the woman that's doing gluten-free baking, and it's just amazing. It's just so much fun, and Catherine's the best.
And sounds like you guys will keep doing it, so we'll look forward to more 545 live specials. All right, and we'll wrap up. Kim, I'll turn it over to you to talk about the quick glance for our Education and Government sister channel. 2 clicks up the dial here at Channel 10 and talk a little bit about what's going on there.
Tonight on Channel 10, we have a 9 p.m. showing of the latest Vernon Select Board meeting. And tomorrow you can catch up on all the Brattleboro municipal meeting action with an 11:30 a.m. showing of the Brattleboro Planning Commission, 4 p.m. showing of the Brattleboro Select Board, and a 7 p.m. showing of the Development Review Board.
Jam-packed with municipal meetings. And I'll also throw out a quick reminder to all of you out there that you can catch the rebroadcast of this here, 545 live, on mornings following a broadcast at 10 a.m. On Channel 10. So I know how hard you try to get home and watch this broadcast, but if you missed it, you can still tune us in on cable. 2 spots up the dial, as I mentioned, Channel 10, 10 a.m. following morning. Saturday morning, it's a great time to watch TV. So tune us in and watch it again if you so choose. And of course, you can find schedules updated to the minute, along with live streaming and video on demand for all of our local programming, all at BrattleboroTV.org. All right, Kim, thanks for checking in with me here
Yeah, it's
and
a lot of fun.
joining me at the table again. Always good to have a cohort. That's a full lid, everybody. Thanks for watching.
See
But
you next
before
time.
you switch over to Mad Money, be sure to tune us in Monday. It'll be super spooky. We'll add some ghosts and ghouls to the headlines calendar, quick glance, and all those other crazy things we do. For BCTV 545 Live and Kim Timlich, I'm Roland Boyden saying, good night, everybody.